Oh, good morning. I'm out and about for a walk this morning. The weather of recent's just been absolutely awful, so no good for camping, and I've been full of cold and the last final flings of work for 2022. So this is New Year's Eve. It's the morning of New Year's Eve, so I'm just going to come out for a walk, stretch my legs, see how this chest will go in after this coffee snotty thing and all that kind of stuff. And we can have a look back at 2022. Where else would I be? Wandering up towards good old Ben Arthur himself. Lovely, lovely. Cold morning and very, very icy. I'm having to be very careful walking up these paths. At the beginning of the year, whilst there were a few camps in and around, who could forget Afric Kintail with Big Pete? What an absolutely epic adventure that turned out to be, and so blessed with the weather, particularly in the last couple of days. That was brilliant, highly recommended. Then there was the Cowlway, and that was good. It was okay, nothing spectacular, but I enjoyed the days away and the camping. Met up with Henning on that trip from Leipzig, if we remember Henning. He was a nice chap. But the last day was, well, that was a bad day in the hills. I think the highlights, the 2022 highlights for me, have to be the Scottish Islands. And the islands, the visit to Colonsay. I didn't get to Oronsay, but Colonsay was just, it was just one of those magical trips. It was unexpected. It was a last-minute decision, and it turned out to be fantastic and ticked off a lot of the McPhees at the same time. And Islay and Jura. It was a wonderful tour. Caught with my old friend Willie, who I used to work with, and again the weather was very good, so it just made that whole tour and getting back out on the bike again just that bit more special. Really enjoyed it. We were a couple of times out on the bike this year. It was good. I'd go back to both islands in the blink of an eye. It's always enjoyable camping down the side of Loch Long, and we had a really good camp with Tim from work. That turned out to be quite special. The seals came to visit us as usual, and since then Tim's gone on to invest in some more camping gear and bivvies, and he's got hammocks, and I think he's even bought himself a fancy pants new air mattress, so he's got good plans for this coming year. Right, it's getting a little cold, so time to layer up, I think. That's better. Ooh. It is very cold up here now, but it's a lot easier walking now. There's a bit of snow on the path. So where were we? Cycling, that's right. So we did Islay and Jura. What else did we? Oh, we did later on the Dunoon Dirt Dash. That was the event where I got lost, but I found myself, because that's when my eyes were really properly open to mountain biking, and that's a lot of fun. I'm toying with doing that again next year. By the time you watch it, it'll be this year. Happy New Year to you, by the way. And there were a couple of events where I didn't take my camera for different reasons. Some of it were just for me, and I didn't want to be spending too much time thinking about where to point the camera, because it is starting to get that way a bit now. And those events, there were two main ones, which was the Glen Clover duathlon, and I'd never done a duathlon before, and it was tough, but by gum, I enjoyed it. It was very, very hard, and I was nearly last, but not quite. But I earned my pint after that one, I can tell you. And then there was the Glencoe Challenge, which I've done before, and the reason that I didn't film that was because I wanted to put a time in, and I did very well. I was very pleased with myself. It's an excellent event, and again, one I'm thinking about doing again this coming year. And no year will be the same without a couple of camps on Creek Tarbert, which is just round that corner there. And of course we met up with Sniper from Sniper Hikes, and what a knowledgeable and fun chap he was. So hopefully we'll catch up with Sniper again. So what's new then for 2023? Well, what have I got? I got some new gloves, and I've got a new backpack coming. I've ordered, it's on its way now. I've ordered another Osprey, which is a bit more rigid. It's this one. It's the Atmos 50, and the 48 Exos I've got is quite good, but it's just getting a bit slack, if you like, particularly with slightly heavier weights in. So I've gone for a bit more of a rigid bag. So not as heavy as the Aether, obviously, because it's 20 litres less, but I'm looking forward to that coming. And then the other thing I've got planned is more drone work. Yes, because I'm up here in these fantastic landscapes, and the GoPros are great and that kind of stuff, but I just watch some of these people on YouTube, and you know, the really good ones use pros. The really good ones use drones wisely, and they capture the landscape absolutely perfectly. And I brought it with me today, as you can see. I'm just practicing really, because I've got a couple of good planned hikes to do, and if the forecast's good and the weather gods are generous, a drone will help capture it. What do you think? So whilst we look at these wonderful views, what are the hikes planned then? Well, the first one that I've got planned this year is the Skye Trail. I've been watching it now for a couple of years. I've been to the Isle of Skye a number of times, really like it, but never properly hiked it. Mrs. Boardman and I did the Kerrang and up round the Old Man, you know, all the popular sites when we visited a year or so ago, but I'd like to do the trail, and again this drone's just going to be absolutely fantastic for that. And I'm looking at the Kintyre Way as well, although I'm not 100% sold on that just yet, but we shall see. And then hopefully catch up with a couple more YouTubers, and back up to Fisherfield. I want to do a little bit more exploration around there. I'd like to catch up with a YouTuber up there as well, which I've been promising to do now for a few years, so I need to get that sorted, and just capture lots and lots of beautiful landscapes just like these. Okay, I'm just at the top of Corrigrove again now, so I'm going to pick my way down here, which will take me some time. I've got my spikes with me. I think I'll just pop them on for insurance, and then we'll get ourselves down onto that forestry track, and then I've got around about a 6-mile wander back to Arrochar. Well, I've got myself down the steepest part now of Corrigrove again, which is down there. No mishaps, so good. Used the fence to help me down, and certainly the spikes have been a huge help. So I've just got to pick myself across here now, and eventually you come across a faint track in probably a couple hundred yards or something like that, and then find his way down to the woodland track. Nearly down now, not too far, and then onto the forestry track, and everything should get a little bit easier to take these spikes off. Oof. So moving on to the path now. I've got around 6 miles back to Arrochar now, so a couple hours of walking. Also probably a bit slower because of the snow. I'm not on any snow now because it's had a bit of tree protection, and thankfully it's not frozen either, so it's making nice walking. So taking the layer off, taking the spikes off, I'm very comfortable. Just had a snap. Corrie grow again. How fantastic did that look with the drone? I hope you enjoy seeing the drone footage when they start to come into my videos a bit more, and I hope it really helps demonstrate the beauty of some of the places where I walk and hike and camp. Because I mean, I've walked up and down there a few times, and I've never seen it from that angle. It was great to look back at it. I'm on the Glen Lowing loop, which is around about a 12-mile loop from Arrochar. But the one I did today was I went up towards Ben Narnain and the Cobbler and whatnot, and then dropped down the Corrie. And it's steep, it needs respect, particularly when it's covered in snow. So either going down or climbing it, you've got to take your time. It's tough. So that's it, 2022 done. And for the most, it's been very adventurous. I've had a lot of fun. The weather towards the end was a bit rhubarb. And I'm fingers crossed 2023 is brilliant. I hope it's brilliant for you, all of you. By the time this goes out, it will be New Year's Day tomorrow, hopefully. So it may land January the 2nd. Who knows? So to all of you, thank you for continuing to join me on my journeys. Thank you to everybody who subscribes, particularly to those who comment. We always appreciate a thumbs up. And I shall see you next year. Hold it, come back. I forgot to tell you about something. I've got a new intro or outro. See ya!